Hi, and welcome to Science Time with Miss Victoria. This program is recommended for ages 6 and up, but like I mentioned before, it also depends on the science or STEM activity that we are doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. Now, before you start any of the experiments, like always, first thing you need to do is to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You can use that on Facebook or the YouTube channel in which I wash my hands. I go ahead and do it to the rhyme of Frere Jacques. What you're going to do is you're going to wash your hands top and bottom. Make sure you have soap on there, soap and water. You're going to go in between, rub them all together. Now you're going to repeat this slow, and then you can repeat it fast. It should be about 25 seconds. When you're done, make sure your hands are nice and dry. Next thing is to gather your supplies. But I haven't told you what we're doing yet, so let's get to the last thing, which is adult supervision, just in case. Now, as always, it's great to have an adult present so they can help gather the supplies, can help you if there's any of them missing, of course, setting up, and of course, just in general, just being there to do the experiment or STEM activity with you. All right, so let's jump right in and find out what we're doing and, of course, what supplies we're going to need. Okay, we are going to be gathering supplies for bubble straw wand. Okay. Now, this is very simple. The supplies you're going to need, they're going to be around your house. In general, there may be a couple that are not, and you might have to get or substitute. First thing you're going to need is plastic straws. Now, the size of the straw, the opening, you can change it. I'm just using a regular straw. You can do a jumbo size if you want. It's up to you. But I'm just choosing these small ones, regular straw size. A small container. I'm going to use this little container tray here for me. A plate, what's a styrofoam plate, porcelain plate. This is plate in general. On that though, you have to be careful on it. You'll find out why, but I personally would just go with a container, something that has it's a little deeper. You're going to need water. So I just have water right here. Dish soap, which just have soap, doesn't matter. I like to use Dawn, but you can use any other type of dish soap. A glue gun, and what I have here is a low temp one. That'll be perfect if you want. You don't have to have the hot temperature one, but because you can do hot or low as long as it's a glue gun. And of course, you're going to need scissors. It's the last thing. So you probably wonder, how is this coming together? Let's go right into our steps. Okay, now first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab some straws. Doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to grab, for example, maybe grab two. You can do two at a time, or you can just do one. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut it into pieces. Now the length of it, how much you want to cut, that varies. It depends on how much you want the wand to be, but I'm just going to cut like right about here. Just give an example. And I'm going to do it into my container, that way I have space. It doesn't go flying all over the place, because that's probably what's going to happen. Okay. So now that we have our straws cut into pieces, what you're going to do is you're going to use the glue gun to place some of the glue. Now, I don't have my glue gun on, but this is just to show you what you're going to do. When you have the glue gun on, it's nice and warm, the glue's already coming through. You have to make sure that is working. You're going to put some glue, just like this. I'll show you right here. You're just going to go right on one side of the straw. Just do a nice little line of glue. Then what you would do is get your other piece of straw, and you're going to put it right on top of it. So now you have two. Now you're going to cut several pieces of the straw. You're going to repeat this process until you form whatever shape you want. So I could put glue right here in between the two. I could put it on the side and keep going different ways. What's going to happen is, as I'm doing it, I can have something like this. It's a little small, like honeycomb. But I can keep going. I can cut up all of these straws I have here, just cut them all up and keep gluing it until I either form a heart, maybe a square, or like this is like your octagon or honeycomb, and your final product could be something like this. So I have all my straws here, and what I did also is I used some of the glue. And I placed one of my straws that I didn't cut up to use it as the handle for the wand. So this is your final product. Now when you're cutting, the pieces may not be even. You might want to try to keep them even, but it's not going to matter. I have some that are down, some are longer than others. As long as you keep gluing it and you can form like my shape. I did kind of like a honeycomb kind of. Or you can make it into a heart, triangle, circle, whichever you like. That's the whole point of this, is to have fun making the shape that you want for your wand. All right. Now that we've got the wand, and that's what's going to take the longest time, is putting it. Now when you're doing the glue gun, make sure, parents, that you are involved in it. The child can pick the color if you're doing different color straws that they want you to glue on there, but you're going to be the one gluing it, because let's not take chances. You don't want anybody getting burned, even though it's a low temp. Still, you don't want that. So parents, when it comes to this step, this is yours. They can help you with the cutting the pieces of the straws and then handing you the straw that they want you to glue and where. They can point, say, I want it glued here, and you can glue that. Okay, now that we have our wand ready, the next step is to add some water. So I'm going to go ahead and add some water into my container. And it doesn't matter, I'm even going to use this water that I had used before, that I had colored with some food coloring, but I just need the water, so I'm just going to pour that in here too. Okay. And then you're going to put some dish soap in here. And actually, I do have some that already have a mixture, so I'm just going to throw that in here as well, because I already have some pre-mixed. And I'm just going to go ahead and use one of my straws, because I had added some dish soap in here. So use a straw or a spoon, just something that's going to mix it up. You want to create that bubble solution, in other words. And as always, since we're dealing with water, if you're in your kitchen, grab some paper towels, just in case we don't want to spill everywhere, okay? So now that we have the solution, everything's mixed and blended well, you're going to place the wand into your solution. Doesn't matter which end, it's up to you. It's your wand. So you just want to place it in there so that way it can get that bubble solution on the straw. And then once we have it, then you want to, now you're just going to blow, okay? I'm just going to make sure, because when you shake it, sometimes you pop that little solution that stays on the straw. again. But sometimes with so many straws that I cut, sometimes it doesn't catch all the holes. And not only that, it's so basic, you really have to blow all the way around. So you might want to just depend on the shape, decide what kind of shape because of how you're going to blow on it. And you just keep going. That's what you have the solution. And if you realize, well, it's not blowing as much as I wanted, you may have to add more just soap in there to make it better. It's just enjoyable just doing this over and over. I'll put that aside. So that's using the honeycomb. You can do it if you want to do like mine. You might want to do it, but you might want to do not as many straws and keep it smaller maybe. If you're doing like the one my shape or even bigger, you might want to use a jumbo straw so you don't use as many straws. Or if you use the same straw size that I did, you might want to make sure you put extra soap in there so you can make sure that it's enough to create all those bubbles that you want. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and provide you with some library resources as always. Alright, so the books here on the in front of the blue side over here, these are ones you can find on our website, Corpus, cctexas.com/library. And you're going to click on the library catalog. And you can type, for example, these two deal with STEM. So you might want to just type STEM. And you'll be able to find these and you can be able to check them out. In the library, you can go to that branch. Make sure to check their opening hours. You can also pick them up curbside. Check with them to that branch. Make sure the curbside hours as well. And of course, you can send it to another branch. If it happens to be at another one, just send it somewhere else and pick it up there. We also have, of course, science experiments as well. Now remember, these you can find, place them on hold, or just pick them up like I'm saying. Just go into the branch and pick it up now. Just make sure you do have a mask as well. Now, the ones over here on this side, the brown panel over here, these are ones that are on our online digital resources, Access 360 and Hoopla. If you still haven't got any of them, you can go to the website, go to digital resources, follow the steps as a new user. If you need help, call any branch and they can help you out through that. Once you've set up new user, you can also either do it through desktop and do the new user, or you can actually just go straight to your smart device, go to your app store, download the two apps, and you can register that way as well. These two are doing with DK. This one's your Maker Lab. This is nice, cool projects that you can enjoy. And of course, this one's just doing science in general, fun facts and pictures and stuff that deal with science. If you prefer online, I would go that way. That way, if you end up spilling, you can probably wipe it off easier than it getting wet, a book getting wet. All right. Now, as always, I want you all to remember to check out our Facebook and YouTube channel, Corpus Christi Public Libraries. You can go to the website, cctexas.com/library, click on virtual programming. It'll give you a breakdown of all the programs the branches are providing. Click the link and it will send you to the YouTube, and you can subscribe there if you haven't already. Also, if you need help finding books dealing with STEM or science, while you're on our website, cctexas.com/library, you can use new book alerts, author check, and of course book newser to help you out. But please, as always, do not forget to check out and use our online digital resources, Access 360 and Hoopla. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye.